What if something could enter your room without opening the door? What if it could see inside your body without touching you? What if it could watch your entire life from beginning to end all at once? Would that feel like advanced science or simply something we don't yet have the right words for? We experience the world in 3 dimensions: length, width, height. Everything we see, touch, and measure exists within this space. But some theories in physics suggest that more dimensions could exist, hidden, not because they aren't real, but because we simply can't perceive them. And if that's true, then reality might be far larger than what we experience. Imagine a completely flat, 2-dimensional world. Its inhabitants can move left, right, forward, and backward. But up doesn't exist. Now imagine placing your hand into that world. From their perspective, something impossible happens. A shape appears out of nowhere. It changes size, moves in ways that make no sense, and then disappears again. They wouldn't see your hand, only a slice of it. To them, this wouldn't just be confusing. It would feel unexplainable. Now imagine something similar, but 1 dimension above us. A being that can move in a way we cannot even visualize. It wouldn't need doors. It could access any space from a direction we don't perceive. It could observe the inside of objects without opening them. It could move things in ways that seem to bypass the rules we know. And if time is part of that higher structure, it might not experience events the way we do, not moment by moment, but as part of a larger whole. To us, that wouldn't just feel advanced, it might feel beyond explanation. Beyond that, it becomes harder to imagine. A 5th or 6th dimension might not just involve space or time, but different possibilities, different versions of reality, different paths. A perspective like that might not just observe what happens, but see how different outcomes could unfold side by side. Not as separate moments, but as part of a larger structure. And if such a perspective exists, it raises another question. Would it only observe these possibilities, or could it also influence how they unfold? But here's something to consider. What feels impossible often depends on perspective. To a small insect, you can reshape the world instantly. You can appear, disappear, or change everything around it without warning. Not because you control everything, but because you exist outside of what it can fully understand. So maybe, when something feels far beyond our comprehension, it doesn't always mean it breaks reality. Sometimes, it just means we're seeing it from the inside. For most of human history, our understanding of reality has expanded step by step, from believing the Earth was the center of everything, to realizing we're part of something much larger. Each time, what once felt impossible became understandable. Today we are building something new, artificial intelligence, not as something outside reality, but as a tool that helps us explore it in ways we couldn't before. AI can already detect patterns we don't naturally see, simulate complex systems, and model how events might unfold across time. Not perfectly, but at a scale that begins to stretch our intuition. And that opens up a different possibility. We may never directly perceive higher dimensions, but we might learn to represent them. To visualize structures that don't fit within our usual perspective. To explore multiple outcomes, side by side, as if we're stepping slightly outside the flow of time. Not because we've left our dimension, but because we've extended how we understand it. And at that point, the difference between seeing and understanding may begin to blur. So this raises a question. If something could see far more than we can, understand far more than we do, and act in ways that seem impossible from our perspective. How would we interpret it? As technology? As something we don't yet fully understand? Or as something that challenges the way we define those ideas? Maybe the boundary between explanation and mystery isn't fixed. Maybe it moves as our understanding grows. And maybe what feels unimaginable today isn't necessarily beyond reality, but just beyond our current way of seeing it. And as our tools evolve, so might the way we experience reality itself. None of this tells us what ultimately exists, only how much of reality might still be out of view.